My name's Bryce McMillan. I've owned this place 5 years now, and last year I come to build the shop, and so I went through all the efforts of cutting everything down and reusing the roof and jumping through all the hoops, and I get the walls up and the PRD shows up all of a sudden, and they want permits and they want to know this and that. And what I told them is that I'm just renovating the place. It's the same roof, it's the same everything. Shingle stayed on, everything. And they want to tell me that I need permits, and then they never showed back up for another 3 months, and then they come back here, start taking pictures of the place, and then they drop a pamphlet off on that I got to get these permits, and they drop off fines and telling me I got to pay these fines, and they just keep getting greater and greater, and they can keep fining me if I don't comply to their way of doing things, where I've been through, got the electrical permits, the gas permits, all the other permits that are necessary to doing a building, and nothing comes of it. And then they give me these fines, so I go in there and I told them I'm not paying them and I'm not giving them their little $150 cut. So they tell me it's going to keep going up and up, and so I just didn't even deal with it. And they were telling me that they're going to put a notice on my title and I won't be able to sell my house unless I go and get this place all inspected and do all their jazz to accommodate to them to sell, which I don't think is right. And I've got to jump through all these hoops if I ever go to sell the place, which I don't plan on doing. It's just it's the case behind it that I've got to jump through all their hoops for no reason, all because they want their $150 for their permit. And what's their permit doing for me? It's doing nothing. It's built the code, everything's right. And I'm still getting grossed on by these guys for no reason. And I think they've put a notice on my title now, so if I ever did go to sell, I'm unable to unless they inspect the shop. But I've got pictures of the rebar and everything else of how it was done, and it was done properly. Paid guys to pour the concrete professionally. And now I'm in this situation where the PRD's after me for inspections and everything else, and I just don't seem that's right. And I've bought the electrical permits and I bought the gas permits to get the heat in the building. We live in the north. We don't live down southern Texas where you don't need a carport to park your vehicles and everything else and work on your stuff in the dead of winter. How does anybody around this place work on their stuff in the dead of winter? You know, you're not laying out 40 below to work on a truck. And these guys are just, they don't want to see you get ahead. That's the biggest problem. They don't want to see any of that. They want you to just have the bare minimum, eh? And if you want to better your life around this place, they don't want you to. And I'm a young guy, and I got a couple of young kids, and I got a wife, and I just can't be bothered to fight with these guys over something so simple as a renovation on a shop. I just think that's out of hand.